favorite song. She can be loved.
Gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Spring is here, the sky is blue. Whoa, birds are saying as if they knew. Today's the day we'll say I do, and we'll never be lonely anymore. Because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Bells will ring, the sun will shine. Whoa, I'll be his and he'll be mine. We'll love until the end of time, and we'll never be lonely anymore. Because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love.
He walked up to me and asked me if I wanted to dance. He looked kinda nice, and so I said I might take a chance. When he danced, he held me tight, and when he walked me home that night, all the stars were shining bright, and then he kissed me. Each time I saw him, I couldn't wait to see him again. I wanted to let him know he was more than a friend. I didn't know just what to do, so I whispered.
Well, I thought I could get to at least the vowels without taking my first time out, but I might have to waste one right now. Family and friends, we've been invited here today to celebrate, share, witness the beginning of Brian and Mandy's life as one. In the years that they've been together, their love and understanding of each other has grown and matured. They have reverently, discreetly, and advisedly decided to live their lives together as husband and wife. Today, as we create this marriage, we also create a new bond and a new sense of family, one that will undoubtedly include all who are present here today. Now sharing with you a reading is a friend of the couple, Christine Shepherdson. Please sit.
Union by Robert Fulghum. You've known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you've been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will, and all those late night talks that included someday and somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, where you've learned a lot from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and the things between you will never be quite the same. After today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband. This is my wife.
Thank you, Christine. On behalf of the couple and the families, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here this afternoon. My name is Toby. I'm Brian's cousin. This is my first wedding that I'm doing today, but if you like what you see, rates are very affordable. I think BJ and I have talked about it yet. We had a unique opportunity last night at the rehearsal dinner to have everyone get up and tell a story about BJ and Mandy. And people from all different parts of the country and areas and backgrounds. And the one main theme was, as soon as I talked to Mandy, or as soon as I talked to Brian, something was different. Now, I've only met Brian and Mandy together on a few occasions, but I could tell something was different. A few Christmases ago, as Brian and I got together for the wholesome Christmas, I asked Brian, like I did every year, Brian, who are you dating? And usually I can't remember any other answer, but remember this time saying, Toby, I'm seeing a girl from Chicago. She's a 10. She's perfect. At that time I knew something very special was happening. In this era where people look for others on the internet and dating sites and pick through exactly what they want to find in a person and almost look for people to date as they're buying a couch or a TV or a car, this is a special meeting. The sheer odds that you two got together, a girl from a Chicago suburb, a boy from a Denmark suburb. Mandy went to school next to BMWs and Lexuses. BJ was Oliver's and John Deere 4020s. So thinking about what to cover with them. So of course, like any good husband, I look to my wife. If you want to know my wife is Kristen Tobolsky. She has a blue dress on and she's rolling her eyes right now. But I asked, oh, she's over here. I asked Kristen about this, and her only comment was, "You're not going to give wedding advice, are you?" So I thought about what wedding advice that you can give. You always hear those cliched adages that I hate. Don't go to bed mad and tell them you love them every day. I could stand up here and tell you about how the person that you marry, the mate you have, is like a mirror. And how sometimes we find out most about ourselves. And we know that we can lie and put on different facades to other people. That person we see in the mirror, we have to answer to. That is not you two. When you look at each other, you look in a mirror. But I didn't really like that either. So I thought hard and I said, what did I do right with my marriage? And I went back and forth, and I'm very happily married. And what did I do? I figured out the simplest answer of all. I figured out the secret to marriage. Pick the right person. That's all you have to do. Everything else takes care of itself. So, I'm going to want to kind of go back in time here and give you some advice. This advice I had when I married Kristen. Find a girl, make sure she's prettier than you are, make sure she loves you and adores you and she cares about you and she's respectful, she's someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, and that she has brown hair and she's pretty and you can't wait to see her again. And Mandy, find a guy that's bald and his last name Wilson. So thank you all for being here today. Now, my little talk here, I had a chance. Brian and Mandy wrote their own vows and sent them to me. And I almost had to read them a couple times just so I didn't get too caught up in it. But this time, it's not very often at a wedding that they write their own vows. And Mandy sent me hers a couple weeks ago. And I read it, and I immediately called BJ and said, Brian, don't come here with 2 sentences and I love you, or you're really going to look bad. So here you go. Mandy, please go first.
The summer we met and fell in love was so unexpected. Even though we were far apart a lot, spending hours on the phone and always having to say goodbye, it was worth it every time I saw your face when you walked through the door. You changed the way I think about love, and we learned together how a relationship ought to be. We are alike in all the ways that brought us together and different in all the ways that allowed us to grow. We're good for each other in so many aspects. I get a little overzealous. You bring me down to earth. You get a little agitated and calm me down. I break things, fix them. And most importantly, we always have each other's backs without question. And I would say we're pretty awesome. I know you're my person. Totally my person. Because of the way I feel when I'm with you. I could truly be myself and never apologize for it, cry all the time. You make me feel as if I can never fail, and I can take on any and everything, and that means more to me than you'll ever know. You're amazing in every sense of the word, and I cannot believe how lucky I am to be marrying you. So here I am, standing before you, to declare my vows that I will honor for the rest of my life. I'll live you I promise to love you unconditionally, to be honest and trusting, to constantly support and respect you, to always communicate openly. I will forever be faithful and committed to you. I promise that when I'm mad at you about one thing, I will not become mad at you about everything. Tribulations and distance will test us, but I will be patient and open-minded because I know together we can overcome anything. I love the man you are today, and I cannot wait to see the man that you'll become. I'm so excited to continue our journey together and build a life. I love you so much.
She said, I'll live you for sure.
It's hard to believe 2.5 years passed since our chance meeting Brian Lander. Our lives have been a whirlwind of events that has ultimately led us to this day, our wedding day. D-Day, as some might call it. But to me, it's just the beginning of the next chapter of our hectic and crazy life together. Mandy, I'm not sure how you've been able to push me so far outside my comfort zone time and time again, but thank you. Because without it, we wouldn't be standing here today. I myself wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for all the support you've given me since we met. You've never tried to change me for who I truly am, just encouraged me to be a better person in many, many areas. You make me feel like the luckiest man in the world when I'm with you. I know that while we may not have what some would call the perfect life, I couldn't be more comfortable knowing that you're my person, and that we'll both always be there for each other to make the best of every situation we find ourselves in. With that being said, I stand before you to declare my vows that I will honor to you for the rest of my life. I promise to continue giving you everything I have in the world to give you the best life possible, to make you the happiest girl in the world. I vow to be the best husband that I possibly can to you, meaning you can rest assured that I will forever be your faithful partner, who will always be there to support you through your highest highs, your lowest lows, and all points in between. I promise to cherish you and love you unconditionally for all the days of my life. Lastly, I have one last question I need to ask you. After today, your last name will be the same as mine. Is it awesome?
All right, after all that, these next two questions are kind of a foregone conclusion. But Mandy, do you take Brian, be your lawful husband, to cherish and love, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Brian, do you take Mandy, be your lawful wife, to cherish and love, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
At this time, we'll be exchanging the rings.
First time.
Mandy, you repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as an eternal symbol
as an eternal symbol
of my love and commitment to you.
of my love and commitment to you.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as an eternal symbol
as an eternal symbol
of my love and commitment to you.
of my love and commitment to you.
Brian and Mandy, in the presence of your family and friends who have joined you to share this moment of joy, you have declared your deep love and affection for each other. You have stated your wish to live together, always open to a deeper, richer friendship and partnership. You have formed your own union based on respect and honor. Therefore, it's my joyful responsibility to officially acknowledge your union as husband and wife. You may now seal your marriage with a kiss. Anything you want to add? For the first time, let me introduce to everyone Brian and Mandy Olson.